Hi guys, thanks for watching. We wanted to start this video series specifically for do-it-yourselfers who are looking to file a divorce or get through a divorce or a child custody action on their own or with little stress and money as possible. And we had thought that the question we get asked more often than the other is, how the hell do I fill out that financial form that the clerk gave me? Looks like this. Not fun. This is called the DR6, or the Statement of Assets, Liabilities, Income, and Expenses, and it has a reputation. Every single person who enters the family court hates it, the lawyers hate it, the parties hate it. It's the only thing everyone in family court can agree on is how much they hate this form. But it doesn't have to be so difficult. Section 1 is personal information. Section 2 is your health insurance. Those are pretty standard, straightforward. You don't need a lot of help filling those out. And Section 3 is just a compilation of all the sums you're going to come into when you complete the rest of the form. Section 4 is for your income. You are to list in the monthly column only all of your income from all sources as of the moment you sit down to fill out the financial form, the DR6. If you receive child support, put it. If you receive alimony, put it. Many of the categories will not apply to you, but it is absolutely critical that you list each and every potential source of income as of the moment you sit down to complete the form as accurately as humanly possible. You under no circumstances should you leave out a potential source of income, and you should not understate your income in Section 4. You must use the monthly column. Why do you use the monthly column if no one is paid monthly? Who knows? No one knows. But the DR6 requires you to fill out Section 4 using the monthly column in Rhode Island and be as accurate and thorough as humanly possible when filling this out. Section 5 is where the form gets its real reputation. Expenses. This is a 67-point, 3-page form dealing solely with your expenses as they exist at the moment you sit down to fill out this form. You have to be incredibly accurate. You have to be thorough. Of the 67 items, some won't apply to you. If you don't have a pet, just leave it blank. Again, you must use the monthly column, even if you don't pay expenses monthly. Your electric bill is easy because it's monthly. But some other expenses, such as gifts you spend on yourself and on other people, you might think of yearly. But you have to list all of your expenses as they exist the moment you sit down to fill out this form in the monthly column only. Then you can go on to list your assets in Section 6. For your assets, it would be a good idea beforehand to have an accurate picture of your bank accounts, your retirement funds, and etc., so you can have pretty much down to the dollar what you own and where it is. For other assets, such as real estate and vehicles, you can be a little bit more unclear if you have to. You can say that you can use Zillow or Trulia or Redfin to get the fair market value of your home, less any mortgages or home equity lines of credit that you might have. And for your vehicle, frankly, what I do is I use Kelley Blue Book, less lease of the loan, to get at that equity. But again, throughout the process, if necessary, if you have a divorce, your lawyers are going to want to appraise the home anyway and to put a proper fair market value on it. And for vehicles, sometimes it doesn't even matter. But you want to be as thorough and accurate with your assets as you can. Like income, under no circumstances should you fail to list an asset. Specifically for life insurance, if you have term life insurance, that is not a marital asset because it cannot be surrendered for a cash value. If you have whole life insurance, that is or may be a marital asset and it should have a cash value. So be very careful with those. With your bank account and retirement statements collected, that Section 6 should not be as difficult. With Section 7, dealing with debts, if you're in a divorce, you're going to want to be very thorough with this also. If you're in a custody or a relocation or other type of matter, the exact nature and number of your debts isn't quite as important. But as with all these financial statements, you're going to sign them and notarize them and file them with the court as though you had signed under oath. So it's very critical for your credibility in the proceeding moving forward that you do as well as you can in filling these out, not skipping, taking time. I would suggest if you're doing this for the first time and without an attorney, you're going to want to spend a good 80 minutes doing it. You're going to want to put in the time because it's going to be worth it later on when you've been as accurate as humanly possible. It should make the entire process seamless and a little bit easier on the attorneys, or if you don't have an attorney, on the judge and the two of you to figure out what it is you want to do. Once you have all of this figured out, you can tally each subtotal and total, circle back to section 3, and put in each column what your total equity and assets is, what your total debts are, what your total expenses and income are. Then, if you have rental property, rental real estate that you use as an investment or income, you'll want to complete the final page in the back. I think it's page 9. After all of that is done, if you've spent your 80 minutes or you've done it with an attorney, then you can sign and notarize and file this with the court. It is not an easy form. It is not fun. I assume if you're watching this or listening to this, that you needed the help, and I hope that this is of somewhat help. Again, please, with income and expenses, be sure to use the monthly column, even if you don't pay a bill or get paid monthly, like almost no one does, but the judges prefer it that way. Be as accurate and precise as you possibly can, not because it's important what you spend on hair care or pet food, but because you are signing this document and your credibility is at stake in the proceeding. If you need help, be sure to reach out to someone who's done this before in the state of Rhode Island, or even an attorney. There's plenty of family law attorneys in the state of Rhode Island who will help. Again, my name is Timothy Sweet, here to discuss the proper way and hopefully the stress-free way to fill out the terrible DR6 financial form that you need to file in the Rhode Island Family Court if you're filing for custody, relocation, child support, divorce, or some other actions. You can be reached at 401-340-1600 or timothy@sweetfamilylaw.com. And I hope that this was at least somewhat helpful for you, some of you out there who are trying to go it alone and do this without having to hire an attorney. Thank you.